key looks so familiar. Why do I associate it with room 505? There you are. With Marcella. God knows where she is.
Clarington Hotel reception desk, Andrew speaking.
Hey, Andrew.
Sophie, crazy timing. I've got something for you.
Oh, what is it?
I heard a certain Mr. Cruz and a Mr. Morgan had an argument yesterday evening.
Really? Who told you that?
Jacques did. Apparently, it got so heated he had to get involved. And it sounds like I was on the right track, because he heard a particular word thrown around quite a lot. Can you guess what it is?
Affair?
Exactly.
How bad was the fight?
I think Jacques got in the middle of it before it got too intense, but he said Mr. Cruz looked like he was about to kill Mr. Morgan. So Mrs. Cruz must be having an affair with him, right? And her husband found out?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain Mrs. Beaumont's involvement with Mrs. Cruz.
What do you mean?
I found a chest in room 507. I think it can only be opened by turning 2 keys at once. I found one of them in Mrs. Beaumont's things.
What about the second one?
Well, I remembered seeing a similar key in one of Mr. Morgan's stocking pictures, so I went back to check. Mrs. Cruz wears it as a pendant. It looks identical to Mrs. Beaumont's key.
Let me get this straight. Mrs. Beaumont and Mrs. Cruz own identical keys that open a chest with 2 locks? Okay, there's definitely something going on between them.
I think Mrs. Cruz and Mrs. Beaumont might be the ones having the affair.
Really? Well, it is the 1950s after all. I guess anything's possible. Did you find any clues that might support this?
Nothing concrete. I mean, I did find a letter that suggests they may have gone to college together, but they could just as well be good friends, right?
Yeah, that's probably more likely.
I guess we'd know for sure if we could have a look at that chest, but I don't think I'll be able to open it. I've looked around room 509. I would have seen the second key if it was there. Mrs. Cruz must have left with it this morning.
Probably.
We were so close. I can't believe it all ends here.
Well, if you get me a candle and some plaster, I may be able to do something about that chest.
How?
I'll tell you later, okay? Just find those things, and I'll meet you in the basement as soon as I can.
All right. Thank you for not giving up.
I would never give up on you.
Didn't I see a plaster bag near the stairs earlier? Plaster and candles. Well, half the hotel's under renovation. I should be able to find plaster somewhere around here. Blocking the stairs seems dangerous. What if this takes care of half of this little scavenger hunt? As for the candles, Doesn't Rebecca keep some in her locker downstairs? I can probably find the rest of what I need in the basement. Figures that if you were going to break any rules, it'd be the ones about which books you can or cannot read. What happened to you before you came to Montreal? Why don't you want to go back home? Andrew? Gosh, I hardly recognized you. Guess this is from a different lifetime. Fine. Keep your secrets, locker. People don't usually leave these unlocked. Candles, candles, candles. I think Rebecca keeps a stash of... It's locked.
Oh, Bernard. I can't believe you do something like that. He's worked with us for years. He's always been loyal. Is there anything you might have said or done to anger him?
What are you saying? That I deserve this?
No, of course not. All I need to say is that maybe, from his perspective, well, never mind. What are you going to do now?
I'm fired. What else? I don't know what on earth's going on today. Is it because of that goddamn snowstorm? Or was there something in the coffee this morning? What is it? Well, the whole staff's completely off today. Jacques leaving luggage carts everywhere. Wendy writing that message on your door. Andrew suddenly worrying about the floor tile. Oh, and that maid? What's her name? Sylvie? I never noticed how odd she is.
Sophie, you mean? I like her. She's a good girl.
You know what? I should call the city. Tell them they don't need to build that new madhouse next door. There's one right here.
Oh, Bernard, it's not that bad. I'm here. Come here. Let me help you forget about all that for a minute.
Tempting, but every penny adds up, Sophie. Yvette's and Susan's favorite activity, talking behind other people's backs. Well, I think your haircut looks good, Reb. What can I say? It was a very nice mixer. What can I say? It was a very nice mixer. Off limits. It's locked. Off limits. It's locked. Open sesame? Nope, no luck. All right, we're getting somewhere. Now, to resist the temptation to spend it on a burger at Harry's. Being recognized for doing a good job. That feeling never gets old. Off limits. So you do have a stash of candles, but where is it? Good. Oh, right. My keys are still in the break room.
Wendy, where are you going?
Bernard just fired me.
What? What happened?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
Please, just tell me.
It's Linda. She wrote some stuff on her own door with my lipstick so I would get the blame.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Wendy, wait. I do. I believe you.
It's too late now, Jacques.
Wendy!
I'm not sure how the children are affected by what goes on at a bar on a Friday night. But I'm no lieutenant, so... Ah, my new home, according to Suzanne and Yvette. Wouldn't be surprised if everyone's a little bit more on edge today. Bad weather has a way of doing that. This is horrible. I don't think I'll ever understand what pushes people to go so far as killing. Maybe Bobby took some candles from Rebecca already. This must be Andrew's current read. Or one of them, anyway. Don't worry, Gossiper. I'm coming back to you. I still haven't learned all of Gracie Jones' secrets. Syracuse. I guess Andrew went there on holiday or something. Now's not the time to pick up. Tempting, but every penny adds up, Sophie. If Bobby has some of Rebecca's candles, maybe he kept them in his locker.